Hey everyone. It's me, Mr. Charchalis, not in the flesh, in the virtual flesh. I have to go over some stuff, uh, give you some information that I think you're going to need. Today is going to be sort of just an introduction day. I'm going to be eventually fielding a lot of questions, I'm sure. I have to talk to you about what we're going to be doing, what apps we're going to be using and stuff like this. So I'm actually going to have us watch this introductory video that I'm making on Sunday, and I'm going to be asking you, as you know, because you're watching it, to watch it first, and then after you watch this video, it will put us in a position to use the apps that we're going to be using every day moving forward. The one thing that you're going to need to download before 8:30 a.m. For our live stream event is an app called Google Hangouts Meet. If you're using a PC, it doesn't matter. You're good. But if you are using an iPad or tablet or phone, then you're probably going to need to download that extra app. So make sure that you do that now. You can pause the video and do it. But for those of you who haven't, or who have all of that figured out, let me talk to you a little bit about what the expectations are when we do use Google Meet. So you get to see things on my end right now. This is how the class looks for me. I don't know if you have all four of these categories, but who cares? So I'm going to start my Meet. And this is what it's going to look like. It looks like this on my end. I think it will look like this on yours. You're not gonna present. You're gonna press join now. Again, you're not gonna press present. When you get to this stage, you're gonna press join now. Present is an automatic screen share, and we don't want to do that. I'm presenting. You're not presenting. So you're gonna join the meeting. Now you would see something like this. You'll see me talking, and if you notice up here, there would be. How do I get rid of you? Oh, yeah. If you notice up here, you'll find a little chat feature. And that will be very useful because while I'm presenting or whatever it is that I'm doing, I mean, I'm definitely going to sometimes have miniature slideshows, nothing as crazy or in depth as normal class, but there will be some stuff up here. I am going to be fielding questions, and so you'll be able to use the chat feature here. But before we get there, and like, this is so super important. So if you're zoning out right now, come back in right now, because if you notice something really, really important, if you've ever used this Google Meet before, is your video will be automatically on. Your microphone will be automatically on. We don't want that. We don't want that, because there's going to be 100 people in this room. 100. We can't have 100 microphones on at one time. We're not going to have 100 videos on at one time. It'd be way too much. Way too much. So turn your videos off. What you do is, wherever you could find it, you could kind of scroll over, and it may pop up. The app's a little different on if you're not, whether you're on an iPad or a phone or whatever, but you could like move your mouse over the thing, and then this little icon may pop up, and this little icon. They're the universal sort of symbols for video and mics. So make sure that you turn them off. You click these both on off so that they're red, so that there are no videos showing. Now, super important. I will call on you sometimes. It's very possible, especially if you use the chat function and you ask me a question on here. That's what the chat's all going. Wait, Mr. Charchalis, I have a question about blank. and then you send it. All right, great. I'm glad you have a question. Let's say you did that. I'm gonna, maybe I'll call on you, and then only then can you turn your mic on and talk, and everybody will be able to hear you, or you can turn on your camera and talk. But remember, you have to have your microphone on too. Now, I do not care if you don't show your video. I prefer that, listen, don't show your video. But if you took the time to get ready, you're wearing appropriate clothes, and you just feel like showing, your video because you want your friends to see you, fine. If it's gonna be a distraction, if you're gonna do something that's obviously meant to make people laugh or something that's meant to be funny, I'm gonna just kind of revoke that privilege from you, and that nobody wants that. So let's not even get to that point. I know I really trust you guys. I know we're not gonna get to that point. I think the best thing to do is not even to mess with the video. Just use the microphone. If so if I ask you a question, just use the mic. Turn your mic on, and then you can talk from there. Okay, so super important. If I was good enough with this kind of stuff to have all sorts of like animations and stuff, it'd be going crazy. Turn your mic off, turn your camera off as soon as you join the meetings. Okay, as soon as you join our meetings, turn it off. Oh, that probably sounded bad. I touched the microphone, sorry. Anyway. So, I'm sure you've probably looked around here. We have classwork's going to pop up. I already have a bunch of stuff ready to go. I didn't even put everything in, but I have, every day is pretty much covered from now to the next 2 months. You'll see it. There's a little list down here where it says upcoming stuff. That's one place to find what's upcoming. Another place, of course, to find out what's due is going to be Jupiter Ed. All right? So I'm going to talk to you guys more about everything moving forward. But the big takeaway of this video is Google Meet and turning your mic off, turning your video off. And, I'll talk to you more then. I just really wanted this video to make it so that it wasn't so chaotic, this first meeting. So I hope we feel a little bit better about what the expectations are. And then, of course, I'm going to talk more as soon at 8:30. We're going to start a live stream, and you'll see, I'm going to post the link to it here. You'll see it on the screen. I think there's another way to get a link for it, and that's if you go to classwork, I believe, and you find a way to get to your calendar. If you look at the calendar to get to the live stream, you're gonna click on this, and then it says join Hangouts Meet, and you could get to it that way as well. I'm gonna post it everywhere. I'm gonna post it on Jupiter. I'm gonna post it on your stream, on your Google Classroom stream, and of course you could access it through your calendar as well. Okay, so that's it for this video. It was just an introduction about Google Meet, and yeah, okay. I'll see you at 8:30. Okay, don't go away.